Hey everyone, it's Wingspan TT from TopTierTactics.com, and I am here today to preview the Enchanter's Arsenal deck from DLC Deck Pack 2 for Magic 2014 Duels of the Planeswalkers. And I'll be playing the Enchanter's Arsenal deck first, but I'll be going up against Mischief, so you're not going to see as much about this deck in this video, but you'll see some cards from it because wherever the AI decides to play, you cannot actually, because I'm in the preview build, I can't play against other players, so no luck there. I'd love to orchestrate something or just kind of give people a WTF moment of jumping a game with some decks they've never seen or heard of. But hey, you cannot have everything you want all the time. Well, except for yesterday, Thanksgiving, because then you had all the stuffing you want. And how could people say they don't like stuffing? Anyway, I'm going to jump into this game. Here we go. Now, I'm not going to be going through every card that's in this deck. You will be able to see many of the cards in the deck. However, if you want the full deck list, you're going to have to go to TopTierTactics.com, where we're going to have the full deck list and the guide and all that stuff. I'm keeping this hand up to Mischief going first. Let's see here. We got Kasali Pride Mage. Should remember this. Centaur Safeguard. I'm not a big fan of that card, but it kind of gives you some stalling capabilities. It's a 3/1 that when it dies, you gain 3 life. So if you drop this on the battlefield and they're kind of overrunning you, this guy can kind of buy you some time and trade with something. Let's see here. It doesn't really matter what I put out first. Super easy to cast too with the hybrid mana. Super easy to cast. The only thing I hate about single player is that you can't zoom in and stuff. It pauses the game, which I get it. Single player is trying to be nice to you, but like I'd rather the timer just go in the background. Enchantress's Presence. There's a lot of Enchantresses. We got Yavimaya Enchantress here. Enchantress's Presence. Basically, Enchantress is a woman who likes to hang out with a bunch of trees and wear some kind of silk dress or dress made out of leaves and something and just draw lots of cards. So all the Enchantresses in here kind of work with enchantments or card draw to set you up with some kind of advantage. There we got Sigil of the Empty Throne. Again, you'll remember this from other enchantment-based decks in Duels of Planeswalkers. Can drop the Plains, can drop the Kasali Pride Mage, and Up to Mischief has a lot of tricky cards. This is just a 1/1 flyer. This got some weird counter spells based on the number of fairies you gotta play. It's all about fairies. So if you believe in fairies and you want to clap with your friends at home, show Tinkerbell that you believe, go for it. But this deck over here, this is more enchantment based. You've got a lot of, I don't know, things that are based off enchantments. You cast enchantments to draw cards, you got creature tokens, you gain life, all that kind of thing. I'm really not sure what I want to cast here. If I get Yavimaya Enchantress into play, then next turn I could cast Enchantress's Presence and she'll become 3/3 and swing with that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Gonna drop a Plains. Just gonna swing in first, see what happens, what the computer has to do. The computer's got a lot of tricks. It's got a lot of flash creatures, got a lot of bounce, got a lot of counters, things like that. Yavimaya Enchantress, by the way, gets +1/+1 for each enchantment on the battlefield. So it doesn't seem like a big deal, but you have just one, then you're getting a 3/3 for 3. But you start getting multiple enchantments out, she can get pretty big. You know, I've had her get that booty up to 7/7. And, of course, it counts all the enchantments on the battlefield, including your opponent's enchantments. So if your opponent, for whatever reason, has a bunch of enchantments in play, she can get really meaty. Now, one thing I've noticed about Enchanter's Arsenal is that while it's okay as a one-on-one deck, like it's got lots of stall cards, and I have not unlocked every card. I have 17 out of the 30 cards unlocked. There's lots of more cards I need to get. You just drew 3 cards. Ooh, okay, hold on a second. I'll explain that in a second. The main thing that I've noticed is that so what you're going to notice is because I don't have all the cards unlocked, this isn't really the deck I'm playing with right now. While I certainly have already swapped out some of the promo cards and some of the cards that I have unlocked in it, it's not really what I would consider the final best build or anything like that. You know, I got rid of a bunch of random enchantments and cards that were just no good. I didn't think the deck needed 4 copies of Lucent Luminid or whatever the hell I call that Space Horse in it. I don't remember all the other things I threw out, but I have trimmed it down a little bit. It's just not down to final, like what you see in this deck is what I recommend. This is something I just want to preview to show you what kind of cards are in the deck, how I have built it with about 17 unlocked so far, but just to give you a taste of what you can expect when you're making it for yourself, and you know, just to get a good mix in there, get a feel for Enchanter's Arsenal. So even though it is okay one-on-one, like it can hold its ground, you got some stall cards, I haven't unlocked all of them. The main thing is that it is really, really good for multiplayer. Like you've got lots of cards that kind of just, you know, something like Yavimaya Enchantress gets better and better the more players are in the game. Something like False Prophet, you get more and more card advantage the more players in the game, because when there's a board wipe that happens, you kill more and more creatures. He's got Fairy Imposter, which is a card I love from Return to Ravnica, by the way. It's such a simple card. It's very flavorful. I feel like this one of these cards is one day is going to break a deck. If it hasn't already, that I don't even know about. I feel like that's a card that will be instrumental in some combo deck that I can't even imagine. 2-1-1-1-1-1. We here have Wall of Blossoms, great card, 0-4 wall. This goes back to when I was first starting Magic. This card came out. But you draw a card whenever it gets played, pretty cool. I don't have any enchantments to cast, so I can't make this thing any bigger. So I pretty much just cast Wall of Blossoms, unless it's not like I could block any other things. I'd probably be better off casting the Safeguard. I don't know. But False Prophet doesn't really get me anywhere. Wall of Blossoms feels like a better... no, I need the offensive push. So I'm going to attack first, see how they block. If they're going to like do anything where they just decide they're just going to double block, triple block. They could double... there we go. Alright. Just going to... okay, there we go. I'll trade 2 for 1 there. That's fine. I'm totally fine with that. Uh-oh. That's not cool. That is not cool. Okay, so my guy's going to get -5, -0. Go down -2, so I just lose my guy. Kind of sucks. At this point, I kind of almost want to get False Prophet on the board and just be like, look, you want to get lots of creatures on board, that's fine, but you're going to lose them if you want to kill my little fake Jesus. Fake Jesus doesn't go for that. And I don't get what he's supposed to be. He's a demon or something like that? I don't know. Whatever. So you've got Wall of Blossoms. You've got a lot of cards. Even though I haven't drawn into them, you've got a lot of cards like Pacifism, Shackles, Journey to Nowhere, Face Fetters to kind of slow down the opposition. So you have a lot of cards to slow people down, and then of course your walls. So the whole point is slow people down, draw lots of cards, and then get enchantments like Sigil of the Empty Throne. And there are other enchantments that can really help you out in the late game. But this is one of them where you get this out, you tutor this out, whatever. You are going to put your opponent in a bind. Let's see if he's dumb enough to return this one. Nope, and he's going to play it again. So I'm not particularly concerned. He's got 4 creatures on the board. If I swing with this guy, I can exile a bunch of them if he doesn't want to take the hit. And here, Oracle of Nectars, you gain X life. It's pretty hilarious. Let's just see what happens here if I swing. If I just swing with both creatures, swing with one creature. If I just swing with False Prophet, but I can't block. There's no point. And like, what's the worst thing? I could just lose creatures? It's not a big deal. Alright, so I'm going to swing with both creatures, see what happens. See what happens. And I'm just trying to show you off some stuff in the deck too. It's not even like I'm in the exact mode where I really need to prove anything here. Alright, it's gonna kill off False Prophet. Everything's about to get exiled. I don't really have any targets here to destroy target artifact enchantment other than my own, so I'm just gonna totally let this happen. All these things get exiled, so he loses all his creatures. Totally fine with that. And I'm gonna get my Oracle of Nectars into play. Could have gone with a Safeguard. That might have been the better play. Safeguard might have been the better play. But I want to be able to use up extra mana if I don't draw into something I can use. If I draw a land, Sigil's going down. Don't draw a land, I can play the Safeguard. I could swing for 2 here, but he's got 5 cards in hand, and that deck has so many flash creatures in it. Like tons of flash creatures. I could play another Enchantress's Presence, which would be absolutely hilarious. So I'm going to do it. And you notice here that they all stack up and it's enchantment, so I'm going to play this and draw a card. And now whenever I play another enchantment, I get to draw more cards. And now we have an Argothian Enchantress. Whenever you cast enchantment spell, I draw a card. So if I get any enchantment spells, I'm really just going to be rocking card draw left and right. I'm not going to swing into this. I swear. He's got a 3/3 flash flying. There we go. Here's one. A 2/3 flash flying creature. Probably got another one. I wouldn't be surprised. Although that one costs 4 mana. Let's see here. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Yeah, alright, I'm just going to take that. Right now I'll just be gaining 1 life next turn. Here we go. Anything else? Anything else? Here we go. 2/2 flyer. Could be bad for me. These things are going to start becoming bad for me. Now I'm going to be taking 4 damage a turn, gaining 1 life. Let's see what I got. Okay, Pacifism. Now what's great about this is when I'm going to cast Pacifism, I'm going to draw like a million cards. So I could cast this, or what I could do is I cast Argothian Enchantress first and then cast Pacifism, which feels like the better play. I'm going to do that. Now, which creature do I want to cast Pacifism on? 2/3 versus 2/2. It's not a big deal. So might as well cast it on the 2/3, just in case combat comes up later. You know, now I'm just going to draw an insane amount of cards, restock my whole hand, get another land. Fine, Rancor, please, Forest. And we get the Forest, ladies and gentlemen. I could throw Rancor on this thing and attack, but I feel like it's a trap. And I really want to get Sigil on the Empty Throne into play, so I want to just get my forest down. I could get Evolving Wilds into play now, but I'd rather get this down and just gain the 1 life. Or, could I? I'm not going to die this turn right now. I could also just cast Rancor. But I feel like I'd rather cast Rancor on like a creature I actually want to attack with. Oh man, I don't know what to do. I'll draw so many cards if I cast Rancor now. I could cast Rancor and then on the Argo... I can't cast it on that thing. Could cast it on his creature. Whatever, alright, we're just going to skip it. We're going to skip it. And here we go, 2/3 creature flash. So he will be swinging again for 4. Oh, what is he targeting? His own creature. Okay, got it. So he's going to recast that thing. So my pacifism doesn't do anything. This deck is, it feels like a little bit, you know, what it's trying to do. It's doing well at it. There's not too much of an end game, which is slightly problematic. The main problem with it is that Sigil of the Empty Throne is the easiest way to win the game, or getting, I think there's Oversoul of Dusk, and there are these creatures that are just absolutely gigantic, nasty creatures. Yeah, I can throw, okay, let me just cast, if I cast Sigil, draw a bunch of cards. And, alright, but will I survive? 2, 4, 6. I only take 6 damage next turn, so I'll survive. Then I can start creating angel tokens. Okay, very good. Draw those lands. Draw. Ooh! Ethereal Armor! Ooh! It's like my birthday here. So if I throw Ethereal Armor on my creature and swing, that's going to be like really nasty. So let's do that. We're going to do that. Ethereal Armor, by the way, gives +1/+1 for each enchantment you control and first strike. Now watch, he's going to fucking bounce my creature. I'm just going to draw a million cards first, though. 9 cards in hand and an angel token, and now he's going to counter. He's going to counter it. Fine, be that way. I still get my angel token, though. You can't stop that. And now I have a blocker. I have a blocker, so I'm totally happy with this outcome. Just sit back here. I'm going to have to discard 2 cards. And of course he's going to get his 2/3 into play. As far as what I want to discard, I'm not really sure. I do have Marshal's Anthem, so I can get things back. Yavimaya Enchantress would be very strong. The Safeguard doesn't seem so great now. Spirit Loop, I don't really think I want to use Evolving Wilds. I'm going to be drawing so many cards, it doesn't really matter. Oh god, Wall of Blossoms. I can't even see myself caring about Wall of Blossoms. He has only flyers, so drawing that extra card doesn't matter. Every enchantment I cast is going to make me draw like 10 cards, so I don't really need a wall that can't block any of his attackers. 2, 4, 6, 7 damage to me. Oof. Oof, 7 damage. But I can block 1. 4/3 flyer here. Okay. Now watch, he's going to give him -5, -0. Yeah. But at least he doesn't die because he still got 4 toughness. And you kind of see, you get a couple of these enchantments out and you get in a really good position. So now what I really need is to gain lots of life. Oh my god, he's got 2 cards in hand. It makes me so nervous. Like, what I could do is I can throw a lifelink on this thing, plus Rancor, and gain 6 life this turn. The only thing that's risky about that is... It's risky because if he bounces it or something like that, I'm going to gain no life and I'm going to have no mana left. But you know what? You don't live through this life without taking a little risk. So let's do it. Throw Spirit Loop on my Angel. Or I could throw it on this guy and then I still have the Angel left to block. I'm going to have an Angel anyway because I'm going to get an Angel every time I cast an enchantment. So I'm going to get 2 Angels out of this deal. Oh, there's an Oversoul of Dusk. Overpowered of Dusk, more like it. 5 mana for a 5/5. Protection from blue, from black, and from red. It's got protection from everything except white or green. So 5/5, if you're playing any of these colors, the game's basically over. So if I resolve that, that'd be absolutely great. Okay, wow, I'm just drawing. I only have 31 cards left in my deck, so I'm getting mildly nervous here. Okay, great. Then we're going to throw Rancor on this thing. This is getting kind of sickening, how many cards I have in my hand. I'm actually starting to feel bad, like I feel bad for the computer. I'm also very, now of the opinion that I could very possibly deck myself. Okay, okay. And is there anything else I want to do? I could drop a Marshal's Anthem into play, give all my creatures +1/+1, or I could cast Enchantress. Oh, the Enchantress would be nice. Oh man, the Enchantress would be pretty sick. Let's see here. 3, 4. Yeah, let's do that. I can play the Marshal's Anthem next turn and swing for a lot. Play 1 mana. Play 1 land down. And swing with this thing. See what happens. Let's see what he does. Don't have bounce. Don't have bounce. Of course. Of course. Well, you get what? You gonna block it? It's 2/3 flying. You block a 6 4 Angel? I don't think so. Let's see it. Take it. Take it. Yeah. How about that trample, huh? Oh, yeah. Let's gain that life. Boom. Going up to 9. Okay, great. Yavimaya Enchantress. She is normally a 2-2, but when she hangs out with enchantments, she gets kind of beefy. She eats them up, she soaks them up, becomes a 7-7, lucky 7. Got 10 cards in my hand, gotta dish this down. And of course, for multiplayer, the only thing that sucks is I could very easily see the game ending with you decking yourself, which is obviously not the best thing to do. Up to Mischief. Up to Mischief doesn't know what to do. Oh no, this could play a 2-2 fairy. I'm so afraid. So afraid. This card is so ridiculous. Sigil of the Empty Throne. I feel like in most games, like that's the game-winning card, Sigil of the Empty Throne. You can tutor that out, or you just draw so many cards and just draw it anyway. And there's really most decks in Duels of Planeswalkers simply do not have a way to deal with enchantments. Now I got this guy, Lucent Luminid. Not a great card, 5 for 3/3 flying, but is an enchantment creature, so it triggers things that trigger off of creatures and enchantments. Gives you a couple options there. We're gonna play Journey to Nowhere first. Do I have anything in my graveyard I want to bring back? I guess I'll bring back False Prophet. I don't really think I get anything of that. Get rid of one of their blockers. Get some more Angel tokens. Okay, here we go. Ooh, not bad. Gonna draw like 3 cards. Get an Angel token. Oh wow, this is just gorgeous. This is gorgeous. And then get rid of one of their creatures. All right, this thing needs to go. It's gonna take a journey to nowhere. Gets exiled. Goodbye. And what else do we want to do here? Marshal's Anthem sounds good. Marshal's Anthem, 0 kicks. I could kick it once. I'll get 1 creature back, but I'll get Wall Blossoms or something. I don't have anything else to do with the last 2 mana, so I might as well kick it. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's draw 3 cards. Go up to 11 cards in hand. Here we got Privileged Position, by the way. Plains, just like I said before, Plains of Fire, super overpowered in this deck. And that's it, and they get an Angel token. As you can see, once this deck gets going, it really, like, it just gets going. Choose a creature to put on the battlefield. Let's see. Yeah, my Enchantress. Sounds great. Get her on the battlefield. And now this thing's a 10. There, I got 2 10-10s. This game's over. This game's basically over. I can't imagine what it could possibly do to stop me. Here we go. Swinging in. What are you going to do, blue deck? Now that blue deck, I believe, has a copy of Reigns to Power. So it is actually feasible that it could completely destroy me in the right scenario. Let's see here, 7-5. I don't think it really matters. And just destroy both of them. And that's okay. Alright, it's going to block everything. Go down to 0 creatures, and I'm going to go up to a pretty significant amount. Spirit Loop coming back to my hand. I go up to 17 life. Rancor coming back to my hand. Absolutely broken. These cards are not balanced. They're not balanced. And I got to discard. How many? I got to discard 6 cards. 2, 3. I'm pretty sure I don't need lands. I'll just keep 1 land in my hand just in case I need it. Yeah, wow. I don't know if Privileged Position's gonna be helping me out anytime soon. And it doesn't matter, because I have Eternal Witness, so I can get my cards back. Okay, 1 more. Gotta just. Alright, I'm not playing the Centaur guy. Alright, goodbye. Goodbye. Let's see, you got 1 card in hand. Oh, you got no, I'm gonna gain 0 life, because fuck you, Up to Mischief. Fairies think they're so smart. Okay. Alright. Just because it's absolutely obscene. Let's see. See, Lucid Luminid. I'm just gonna swing. You get the idea. I won this game. Just to be safe, I'm gonna throw this on a creature because I'm not of the mindset where like, okay, let me just assume I won. You never know. Something crazy could happen. Gonna draw a bunch of cards. Gonna gain a token. Gonna throw a Rancor on this thing. Throw a Rancor in it. Alright, 11-11. Ah, fuck it. I like doing fun things. There's an idyllic tutor. Oh my god! I'm down to 14 cards in my deck. Like, if somehow they stop me this turn, I'd be pretty screwed. I'm really lucky there's no mill decks in this game, because a mill deck would absolutely wreck me right about now. I just like cast another Argothian Enchantress and Lucid Luminid, the only 3/3 flying little horsey Pegasus. What the hell is this thing? I mean, it's like a bear, owl, some kind of chimeric thing. I know this is from Theros. I know it's from Theros. Just saying, it's ugly. Okay, and that's it. Swing for the win. So I hope you get an idea what this deck is all about. It's all about having huge amounts of synergy between all your enchantments and enchantment-based cards. It's about having lots of Shroud, lots of cards that the opponent really can't do anything about, and then kind of just combining all these things together to get huge amounts of card draw, a lot of permanents on the board that are just tough to deal with, and swinging in for the win when you kind of ultimately gain the advantage. and unlocking Martyr's Bond. And obviously Martyr's Bond is just an amazing card for multiplayer, by the way. Look at this. It's basically Grave Pact except for all of your permanent types. And guess what? When you lose a Lucent Luminid, which is an enchantment and a creature, they have to sacrifice an enchantment and a creature. And of course, this is absolutely nuts when in a 4-player game. Absolutely nuts. So everyone, a Wingspan TET from TopTierTactics.com. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see the full deck list and the strategy guide with card-by-card analysis for Enchanter's Arsenal, you need to go to TopTierTactics.com and check it out. We will also be playing further videos later where we'll dive into the Fairy deck up to Mischief, so you get an idea of what that deck feels like from the pilot seat. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll come back next time, and until then, cheers!